Hey y'all, welcome back to Serendipity. Today we are going to make cheeseburger Steampods. So what you'll need for this to start out, you'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you'll stick that in a mixing bowl. You are going to add in a half a teaspoon of active dry yeast. So they usually come in a set of 3. And then what I want you to do is use the hook attachment and beat it on medium to mix slowly. And then you're going to pour in 1 cup of warm water and knead for 5 minutes. Bring this down. So this is where you're going to go ahead and start mixing this on medium. Ooh. And then slowly pour in the water. And you're going to let that do that for 5 minutes. So that's going to be the thing that takes the most time because of after it kneads that for 5 minutes, then you're going to take a large bowl, which I will show you whenever it gets done. And that, whenever you're letting it rest, it'll have to rest for an hour. So that's going to take up most of your time. Okay, so once that's done, after the 5 minutes, you're going to take and grease a bowl, a large mixing bowl, with cooking spray. Ooh. Should have sprayed some on my hands too. You're gonna put this in your bowl. So once you get it all in the bowl, you're gonna take and put plastic wrap over it. And you're gonna put it somewhere warm for an hour. So while that's taking about an hour to rise, we're gonna go ahead and give it a little while, and then we'll start making the rest of the inside, like the cheeseburger filling that will go in there. So for the filling inside the steamed pods, you are going to use 1 tablespoon of olive oil, a half a medium yellow onion peeled and diced, 1 teaspoon minced garlic, 1 pound of ground beef, or in this case I'm using turkey, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, and then 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. So I'm hoping that this is going to be, if you didn't see my previous video, that was for the cheeseburger spring rolls. This is going to follow almost like the other one, except it'll be in steam pods. Once you have all the ingredients, you're going to go ahead and over a medium heat, you are going to add in your tablespoon of olive oil. You're going to let this heat for 30 seconds. And then you're going to add in your onion. And you're going to add in your 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. You're going to let this cook for about 2 minutes, stirring occasionally. Make sure that it's all translucent. So after that 2 minutes, you're going to go ahead and add in your ground beef, or in this case, ground turkey. Once you add in your ground turkey, you're going to add in your 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper. And you're going to cook this until it's no longer pink. So usually for beef, it'll probably be about 6 minutes. For ground turkey, it's a little bit longer, but not very much. You just want to make sure that it's all stirred in there. So while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and in a large pot start my boiling for the steamer. So you put in 2 inches of water and put it on high, so that way it'll start boiling and you'll be able to put your stuff in there whenever it gets ready. And then in the steamer basket, this is the steamer basket, that's just going to fit right on top of there like that. I got some parchment paper and I cut it in a circle or semicircle, and I'm going to stick it in the pan so that way it helps steam. So it's all covered, all the holes are covered with the parchment paper. So once you're done with this and it's done cooking, you're going to remove it from the heat. And you're going to go ahead and make sure that you drain all the grease out. And then once you've drained it, you're going to add in your 1 tablespoon of mustard. And then you're going to add in your 1 tablespoon of ketchup. I know my last video I added in half of them I added in some of diced pickles. Kind of see what my husband thinks, get his opinion, and see if we'll probably do half with pickles and then half without. Go ahead and make sure this is all mixed together, and then set this aside while everything else is finishing up and the water's waiting for the water to boil. Well, after it's been an hour and you're letting your water boil, you're going to turn the risen dough out onto a floured surface, and you're going to gently roll it into a log about 1 foot long or 12 inches. And then what it says to do is it says cut off golf ball sized pieces of dough, and then flatten with a rolling pin. You want to make sure that your rolling pin also has some flour on it. Hold the dough in the palm of your hand and scoop 2 tablespoons of meat filling into the center. When I was doing the cheese, I didn't actually get out what it said because I just do it with my hands. So make sure that whenever you're flattening it out, that you flatten it out a lot more. I didn't actually realize it was going to be this. So the first couple will probably be weird. Never done these before. So let's make sure you crimp the bun shut. So I'm crimping these. Still need to make them a little bit bigger. We'll see how these turn out. Maybe that's a little bit better. Instead of putting them in my palm, I'm just going to go ahead and just leave them out on the counter. Seems to be working a lot better. I think we're going to do 5 and 5. So these are going to be without. It says place steam basket on that. And then I'm going to place these in here. As to put lid on and steam for 15 minutes. Actually, it wants me to fill it. So I went ahead and filled it up, and I'll just show y'all real quick. Went ahead and filled it up, and I don't know if it's going to have to look like that or not. So I'm gonna put this over this, and then we are going to steam it. It said for 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes is done, it says turn off the heat and let it rest in the covered steamer 5 minutes more. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then while that's steaming, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up some of our mess here. Okay, so it's been the 15 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and take it off. And we're going to let it sit. So I don't know what these look like because I haven't taken the top off. I don't want to take the top off until after. So we'll go ahead and leave it there and let it rest in the cover steamer for 5 more minutes. All right, y'all. So it's been the 5 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the steam part or the basket. Set that off here to the side. Ooh. And see how these turned out. Ooh. So I know it's said to fill it full, although I did and it's falling apart. Of course, this is my first time making it. I don't know if the full part meant full on the bottom. It's kind of sad. So I probably should have just stopped at the bottom and just filled them full to the bottom instead of putting some on top. But it said to fill it full, so that's what I did. I meant some of them I can't really tell where it starts and where it ends. So, I mean, at least this was fun to do. The next time, I'm just gonna fill the bottom and not all of it. Because I think that's where it went wrong. But like I said, this is my first time making it. The top ones turned out better than the bottom ones. So here is my bottom ones. There's one that's okay. And then there was my top ones. So it's okay as long as they taste good. All right, y'all. So that's gonna do it for today, or tonight. So just make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and then make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and ring that notification bell. Bye, y'all.